Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for this Tuesday, September 8th, 2009. I'm Jennifer, in case you're watching new today. Oaf and Jen online, and I'm the owner of sewhooked.org, in case you guys are, like I said, a fresh face. I've been getting a lot of new viewers lately, so if you're new today, welcome. I'm glad to have you. Please leave a comment and tell me hi so I know you're here. Today I have a few things to show you. I've only got one show and tell that I can show you in my own hot little hands, because everything else, or all these gifts that I've been talking about over the last couple months that I've working on a gift and I can't show you, they're all gifted. They've all been given to the recipient, so I can have full disclosure now and I can show you what I've been working on and share a little bit about each project, so that you know, you can see and hear and hopefully enjoy what I've been working on. First, I'm going to show you just a little project that I'm working on that's probably going to be a pattern for my blog. This is a little purse that I designed just sort of on the fly, using up all of my leftover yarns, and I'm calling it the strings attached shoulder bag. I haven't posted the pattern yet, but I will. It was really easy, fun. I made it in a couple of hours. I will very possibly be transferring my stuff to this for a while. I love to switch bags every few months, so this may be my new one. And it's even got, I did a little crocheted pocket inside, so it's got a place for my cell phone and my gum, which are very important to have a pocket for. So that's the one thing that I can show you myself. Everything else are the gifties that I've been working on. So first, I want to talk about the weekend. Saturday, I left at 6:30 in the morning and I drove to Alpine, which is about 400 miles from Austin, to go to my sister-in-law Allison's baby shower. She is due next month and she looked gorgeous, just amazing. She's one of those pregnant women that you go, oh wow, she looks so beautiful. If I looked that beautiful when I was pregnant, I'd probably have 8 kids, but I didn't. So she looked gorgeous, and I made a baby quilt for their baby just like a week and a half ago. The original plan was a crocheted blanket, but Eli, who is my husband, and it's his younger brother Mark, is Allison's husband, and he really wanted them to have a quilt, and he never asked me to do things for people, which is greatly appreciated, because if you're a crafter, you know that people tend to just expect that you should make things for them. But he never asked me to do anything like that, and he said, I'd really like for them to have a quilt, because, you know, that's what you do best. And I said, well, you know, okay, if you're going to put it that way, then yeah, I'll do that. So I pulled all my bright and happy fabrics. I had stars and swirls and just everything that I could think of that was happy, dots and stripes and just bright colors, and pulled that all together. Started making blocks, and originally was going to do a pinwheel, and then I realized that it just was kind of all bleeding together and I wasn't really happy with it, so I added a black batik, which you'll actually see in another project after I explain this one, a sashing, and it just made those blocks pop, and it made it really happy, and it was exactly what I wanted. So I did that, and then I got this great sort of wavy fabric for the back fabric and for the binding, and just it was such a happy baby quilt, and that's what I wanted it to be. But it was also a little non-traditional because it did have black sashing, which is, you know, it's a baby quilt, but it was gorgeous and happy, and I gifted that to them. And I had also made bibs when I went on retreat with my bee in March. I made bibs. Like, as soon as I found out that they were going to have a baby, I got really excited, because it's been a long time since we've had a baby in the family. So I made bibs, and I've been collecting books that were like my kids' favorite books. I've been collecting books for them, and I bought some baby socks, because baby feet are just, they're the cutest. Anyway, so I did that, and I will post pictures here of the quilt and of Allison with the quilt and the bibs from the shower, so I'll post that now. And so that was from the shower, and also I sent out another very special gift that I actually spent a couple of months working on. My dear friend, Hard Hat Cat, Cat is her real name. She has been my rock for quite some time now. She is the person who proofread my manuscript for my book, and she was with me before. Both she and Shay were my pattern testers and tested my patterns for my book. And I made, a while back, you might remember, I made a pirate turtle for Shay as a thank you gift because it just seemed to fit her personality, and I thought it was really fun. And for Kat, you know, she and I have just bonded, and we've never met face to face, but we talk every day. We email back and forth every day, and she is she's amazing. She's kept me sane. When I lost my book contract, we talk about everything in the world. She sends chocolate biscuits and comic books to my children, and they adore her, and they've never met her, but she's just so wonderful, and she's been such a big part of my life for the last couple of years that I decided that I really wanted to express some thanks to her. And she sent me this beautiful batik fabric that she'd had forever, and she didn't know what to do with it, so she thought maybe I could use it. And as soon as I saw it, I thought, you know what, I need to make this into a quilt for her. So I started looking, and I came up with a few ideas, and which I scrapped because they just weren't what I wanted. And then I came across this block, which was a traditional star block with, you know, just squares and half square triangles. But it was the size that made it a little different, because it was the perfect size for me to fussy cut the batik pattern for the center of the stars. And the block was called Austin. I found it on Quilter's Cache, and I will put a link to that quilt block pattern. And so I made that with the batik fabric, and I pulled every batik, bright batik that I had from my stash to make the corners of those star blocks. And it came out to be such a striking quilt once it was all put together. And I named it from Austin to Australia because I'm in Austin and she is in Adelaide in Australia. And I will post a picture here of the fabric, if I can find the fabric picture. I know I have one somewhere, I'm still searching for it, and a picture of the quilt. And I'll probably let that run for a minute so you can get a good look at it, because it just, my husband says it's the most beautiful quilt I've ever made, and it was incredibly striking. And I used all the leftover bits from making the Austin blocks, where you trim off your half square triangles. I saved all of those and made the sawtooth border for the quilt, so you can see that. And I literally just kept those together, and I just chain pieced those, and they took forever, but I loved the way it made the quilt look. It brought everything together, and it was just exactly what I wanted. And I had a great batik fabric that my daughter and my best friend Jules helped me pick out for the back, and I also made a pillowcase for gifting the quilt to her. And when I make a bed size or a larger quilt, I like to give it in a pillowcase that coordinates. So that's the third or fourth time I've done that. I really like the way that turns out, so I'm going to show that here. And let's see, I think that's almost it. I will be teaching a paper piecing class this Saturday at the Honeybee Quilt Store. If you were looking to sign up for one of my classes, this is it's a beginner's technique class. We start from the very beginning of paper piecing and work our way through, and the whole idea is just to get the technique down. It's not a project class. You're not going to go home with, you know, a finished bag or a table run or anything like that. You're going to go home with a square, a block, a quilt block that you've made, but it's technique and reinforcing it and just getting it in your head so that you know what you're doing. That is this Saturday, and if you miss signing up for this one, I have another class in November. I don't think that one's filled up yet. It might be, but you can look on the Honeybee Quilt Store website and under the calendar, and just look on September or November, and my class is on there. It's a beginning paper piecing class, and you'll know it's me because it's got my name on it. So you can look for Jennifer Offenstein on there, and that class is mine. I will also be teaching. I'm working on arranging a more intermediate class for the next session, which will start in like January, February, and that will include piecing curves into your paper piece patterns. So that'll be the next thing that I do, but I will still continue to do the basic technique class, because, you know, that's where you start. And once you do that, and once you master that, you're golden. And once you learn to paper piece, you can paper piece anything. So I guess that's it for the week. I hope everyone's having a lovely week, and I will see everyone next Tuesday.